What's going on, guys? We're having a great day today, and today we are 2 days away from the 45th anniversary stream for Gundam as an entire franchise. So today I want to go over my predictions for this stream, some of the things I think we may see, some of the things that are completely out there predictions, maybe some things where they're pretty definitive that they might happen, or it's just projects that are coming up that are very likely to have an update. So we've got quite a few things to go over today. Before we get into all of that, please do leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're a fan of anime and Japanese gaming content and want to see plenty more videos like this in the future. And let me know down in the comment section below your predictions for this event. Are some of mine just completely out there? Are there different predictions that you might have that maybe I haven't mentioned here? To start off, I will quickly kind of go over some of the details that we already have. It's going to be streamed on the official Gundam Info channel, also on the Bandai channel at 7 PM Sunday, April 7th. I assume that is JST. As for who is going to be involved in this, we do have 3 different voice actors who will, I guess, kind of be presenting it, or at least having, like, you know, little kind of sections on the stream. So we do have Toru Furuya, who is the voice of Amuro Ray, the original Gundam protagonist, Tomokazu Seki, who voices Domon Cash from G Gundam, and then we have Kana Ichinose, who is the voice actress for Selecta Mercury from The Witch from Mercury. So we kind of have like 3 different eras of Gundam there, where you have the original, you have one that's maybe a little bit older but still kind of in the middle of Gundam's lifetime, and then of course you have the latest in Selecta Mercury from Witch from Mercury, which is the most recent new Gundam series, new piece of Gundam content, really. But yeah, those 3 will kind of be presenting some stuff. I don't know whether it's a roundtable talk with them. I have no idea what, I just know they're involved in this stream to some degree. And we also do know that G Gundam is actually celebrating its 30th anniversary this year as well. So it is confirmed that we will get some new info regarding that series. So now let's dive into predictions. And I'm going to start off with the ones that are maybe less out there. These are more so kind of updates for things that have already been announced. And kicking things off with one thing that I think has to be announced here is something that we have been waiting for quite a while now, and it's inevitable that it's coming eventually, and that is the next Hathaway film. It's been almost 3 years since the first in this trilogy, which was confirmed to be a trilogy, released on Netflix back in June or July 2021. Now, it might have even released in Japan earlier than that, I can't remember, but it is at the very least being about 3 years since that first film. I think it's inevitable that we're going to see something here, whether that's just, you know, plot details, a key visual, maybe a trailer, maybe a release date, maybe not like a specific date, but like a release time, like for example, I don't know, summer 2024, that's just something I'm throwing out there. I think we've got to see something from this. It's been a while since we've heard anything. In fact, we haven't heard anything about this second film yet, but we know it's coming. I just want something, even if it's just an acknowledgement that this film exists, because like I said, we're getting it, it's coming at some point, it's just a case of when. On the topic of films we know that are coming, we have the Iron-Blooded Orphans Urdr Hunt film. Maybe we get another trailer, maybe we get another visual, or maybe we get a release date, I don't know, but I feel like because there's a lot of stuff out there surrounding this, I got to assume that it's either coming this year or next year. So again, much like with the next Hathaway film, I think now is the perfect time to provide some update on that, because it exists. There's more information on it than there is on the Hathaway sequel. This just feels like the perfect time, and it is not a case of whether it's happening, it's a case of, okay, when is this thing coming out? Moving on to another film, and this one is a little bit different because it's not an anime, it is the live-action Gundam film, which has been in development, hell, I want to say for a little while now. I can't remember the last time we got an update. I'm tempted to say it was like 2021. From what I'm aware, Jordan Vogt-Roberts is still attached to direct this. I just want to hear something about this, like even just an acknowledgement that it still exists, even if they just say, okay, we're still hard at work doing this and we're hoping to begin filming soon. Maybe they show off some concept art. Just give us something that, you know, actually proves that they are making progress with this thing. Even if they just came out and said, okay, we're basically adapting Universal Century 0079, that would be enough for me. I just want something that actually proves that this is still a thing. And the last of my update predictions, and quite frankly probably the least interesting of them all, is some more information on Silver Phantom, probably a release date because we've had a trailer. This is a project that I don't care about the whole like concept of doing like a VR film. It just seems weird. In fact, we don't even really know what it's going to look like or anything. We saw that trailer that came out like a few weeks ago or whatever. It wasn't even a few weeks ago, it was actually like 2 weeks ago. But even that just doesn't really showcase anything. Like, it doesn't showcase how the VR thing feels or looks or anything like that. It's just a very strange project to make. I get maybe kind of trying different things and such, but it's not something that I necessarily want. However, the only thing that could get me excited about an announcement regarding this is if they announce some Gunpla. Looks like it's got pretty cool mobile suit designs, especially that main Gundam that is probably going to be, you know, the protagonist Gundam. Release date possibly. Gunpla is the stuff that I'd probably be more excited for. But now let's move on to some of the more out there predictions, and these are more so ones where there's nothing substantial, like in terms of rumors. There's nothing substantiating any of the things that I'm coming up with. These are not things where we might see updates. These are just things that haven't been announced, which I hope to see announced. I could definitely see being announced. I think are very possible. And the first one is a remake slash major remaster of the original Gundam series with that origin slash Kukura's Island animation style with the CG mechs. I think this is the right time to maybe do something like this, especially when you've got Amura's voice actor here. We've seen that this Gundam stuff is still popular, that original era of Gundam, people still love it. It needs a remake of some sort. I think that Gundam is at a good place in popularity where you could remake the original series now and you could bring in a lot of new fans, and I don't think like old fans would even mind. It's not one of those cases where like people are sacrilegious to the original Gundam and would like hate the idea of remaking it in any way. Let's face it, that original Gundam series, whether you're watching the films or the series itself, it's aged. It came out early 80s, late 70s. It needs an update in some way. You've almost got like all of the pieces to create this. You've got the designs of the mobile suits, you've got all the characters. I mean, look, Kukura's Island, you literally just take all of the assets you have from that and you make a series, or you make a movie trilogy, whatever they want to do. I think it's possible. I think now is the right time to announce it. When will it come out? I have absolutely no idea, but I'd be interested in it. I would certainly watch it. 45th anniversary, there's really no better time, other than maybe the 50th anniversary, but just make it now. Next up, we have one that I think a lot of people might think is too soon, but personally, I think it's the right time, and that is a Witch from Mercury spin-off or something set within the Adstellar timeline. Witch from Mercury is still fresh in people's minds. People still have interest in that series, those characters, that world. The sales don't lie. Those Gunpla sales for Witch from Mercury have been very, very high. They're going to look at that and think, okay, we've got to capitalize on this success. We've got to, you know, strike the iron while it's hot. Let's make a spin-off in this universe, then we can make more Gunpla. Like I said, some people might see it as a little bit too soon. Some people might want something from, you know, another corner of the Gundam universe, but you got to look at the sales. You got to look at like, okay, what's the best business decision here? And considering the popularity of Witch from Mercury, considering those Gunpla sales, it just makes sense. Also, like I said earlier, you've got the voice actor of Selecta Mercury here. She's got to be here for a reason, and I think that this could potentially be that reason. Before my final prediction, and this is definitely the most out there, I think there is a very low chance of this happening, and that is an announcement of a continuation of Seed. This is far too soon, considering that Seed Freedom, I mean, in the UK it only just came out like a couple of weeks ago or something, but it only came out in Japan at the end of January. So I think it's very unlikely that we will see an announcement here, maybe like in terms of continuation of Seed, but I got to assume that those conversations are happening. You look at the success of Freedom, it's the highest grossing Gundam film ever. I assume that the Gunpla sales will probably be good for Seed Freedom as well. Seed is a pretty popular version of the Gundam franchise, so I got to assume that at the very least there are conversations happening. The people in those boardrooms, the people at the top of Bandai, they're not looking at that money and saying, we're never going to touch Seed again. They're looking at that money and saying, okay, we've got to capitalize on this. This is clearly a popular part of our franchise, so let's make more of it. I don't want to go into spoilers about Freedom, but it doesn't close off the franchise. It's certainly very open to do more within that franchise, within that world. I think it's just a case of when. Will it be now? Probably not. I think it's far too soon for them to have actually come up with anything definitive, and I don't really see the point in saying we're doing more Seed without like anything substantial. They might want to come out the gate swinging and saying, okay, this is what we're going to do, but I could be wrong. Maybe they do turn around and say, you know, in like a 30-second clip, you maybe get the voice of Kira or the voice of Athrun, or, you know, one of the head creators behind Seed or something like that, just like kind of do a quick like video clip that they play saying, okay, we're continuing Seed. Maybe they do another movie, maybe they do another show. I don't really know, but I think it's inevitable that Seed is going to get some sort of continuation in the near future. I'm tempted to say within the next couple of years or so. Whether they announce it here, I don't know. I mean, it'd probably be a pretty good time considering the popularity of Seed currently, but at the same time, it's maybe a bit too early, so this could go either of two ways, but I think at some point we're going to get a Seed continuation. It's just a matter of when. But anyway, those are my predictions for the Gundam 45th anniversary stream. Like I said, some of those are completely out there, but these are just things I was going over in my head, thinking about what is coming up, what we could potentially get updates on, and then looking at the people that are involved in this stream, and then maybe some of the things that could come out of that, and maybe some of the reasons why they are there. And ultimately I came to the conclusion of all the stuff that I talked about within this video. But I'm very excited for this stream. I'm definitely going to be watching it. Expect plenty of videos pertaining to that. Whatever news we get, I'll talk about. If we get some new trailers, I'll probably react to those as well. Before I get out of here though, please do leave a like on this video. Also subscribe if you're a fan of anime and Japanese gaming content and want to see plenty more videos like this in the future. Also, like I said earlier, head on down to the comment section below. Let me know your predictions for this event. Are you expecting to see anything that maybe I haven't talked about here? Do you have any things you would maybe like to see, regardless of how out there they may seem? And also, considering it is the 45th anniversary of Gundam this year, what is your favourite series from the franchise? As always, thank you so much for tuning into mchat today, and I'll see you guys next time.